Hi guys, Puddin here with the game for you and my Kurfürst. Now this is another dual commentary between Lord Zath and myself. So the reason for this is to help Mr. Zath and his channel out a little bit. We are going to jump into the replay with the commentary, the dual commentary between us with some of the action going on. So if you go check out his video, you'll be able to catch the first couple minutes that I'm going to cut out here. And I'm also going to cut out a little bit of the ending to go over the post-battle results. And now on to the dual commentary.
Okay, well, before we start, can you tell us a little bit about the Kurfürst and what's so awesome about it?
Well, I think it has the most hit points. It's also the biggest ship in the game. It has its own zip code.
Definitely.
I run with the 420s over the 16-inch guns. I prefer alpha damage over rate of fire. I am running a full secondary build minus secondary reload. I believe I have the gun reload instead. All my flags are for secondaries and secondaries to cause fire because all of them shoot HE, which makes them the best secondary build because there is no AP or HE coming from your secondaries. It's all HE. And
Right.
of course, I go with spotter plane over... Or I go with fighter over spotter because I fear carriers more, especially after the US rework. And I have an issue shooting with the spotting plane. If the target's not sitting still, I'm just god-awful with it.
Roger that.
Also gets glorious 5.8 kilometer hydro. It can get a very good AA build if you spec fully in the AA. And you
Right.
have to get AFT and manual, but that's just
Right.
too costly for me.
For those of you guys who aren't familiar with the flag setup here, I'm going to click or point to them here. So we've got fire chance flag here, another fire chance flag here. This one reduces fire duration. This is your secondary buff, so longer range, reload, and better accuracy by I think 5% for all three of those. This increases the amount of damage that's recovered when you use repair party, and this one is basically your protection from detonations. If you're going to invest a lot of flags and camo and other stuff, then sometimes you might want to invest in a little protection as well.
Well, this is one of the few battleships I actually throw on the dead flags because I'm running all the flags to cause more fires, which a higher chance of detonation. And I don't want to get detonated in this.
Now this looks like the premium camo, right? The perma camo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Let me know when you are ready to get going.
One quick question. You have, I believe, 2 flag slots available. Why didn't you run any other flags like decreasing cost for running the ship or credit gain or whatever?
Well, I don't run the decrease credit gain because the premium camo is 50%, and I'm not playing my tier 10s to make any sort of money. So that I don't care about because I've got the camo.
Fair. Okay. Just thought it.
Like some of the other flags, I panic when I get to 100 or 150, so I'll demount some of those until I get a stockpile built up again.
Gotcha.
So I think that's why I'm not running the speed flag, because I'm low on those, and there are other ships that need it a little bit more than this thing, because you're not going to outrun the Kurfürst really.
Right. Now, for those of you guys who maybe don't know the ship too well, sorry, go ahead, bud.
No, just let me, I'm still at 1956 for still paused. Okay.
I'm still paused. I'm just a little bit farther ahead because I had to take a couple screenshots, and you can't do it in the slowest. But the big thing about the ship, if you notice, it is incredibly large. This thing's a floating island. It's very slow to respond to rudder inputs, and it's very slow to stop and reverse. So The Hydro might kind of fool you into this false sense of security that you're safe from torpedoes, and then you drift into tons of them and die. That happened to me quite a bit in the Frederick de Grosse, the tier 6, or sorry, tier 9, and to a limited extent in the Bismarck as well. So something to keep in mind, folks.
Well, I really wish they would give the Bismarck back the 5.8 Hydro because of the way tier 8 matchmaker is. Like when they did do the nerf to the Bismarck, tier 8s were the seal clubbing tier, but with the way matchmaking has changed, the Bismarck's sees way more tier 10 games. So I would
Absolutely.
like to see that back. Feel bad if anybody is going up against the Bismarck and they are top tier, but you know, the other side of the coin is a lot of the times that ship is also bottom tier.
Right, and I think that's kind of a result of the Bismarck in ranked is it did so well with the Hydro especially. Okay, so one other thing I'm going to mention real quickly has to do with the secondaries, and if you look at the secondaries, you'll notice that there are two calibers, 150 millimeter, and these beauties here, these are the 128s, same ones you find on the Gneisenau, and these things are amazing at shredding aircraft. They have very good anti-air. I believe they also get the 1/4 pen rule too for HE, don't they, for the shells?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if that nerf went through just the German cruisers or if they did German calibers.
Fair enough. All right, you ready to get this show on the road, sir?
I am ready.
Okay, so go ahead and start the game and tell me when you get to 1945 and just count down from there for 5 seconds.
1950. 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40.
Okay, cool. I think we're good. I'm at 34, 33, 32.
Yep, I think we're actually dead on.
Nice. I'm getting better at this.
Only took a while.
Yeah. So, all right. So this is obviously your top tier because you're in a tier 10 and you're on Shatter. And so you're heading off towards the 910 line, huh?
Well, my game plan is to utilize that little island in front of me to potentially get somebody on C. Maybe not go all the way out to the 10 line, but try to get some flanking shots in the C for what inevitably is going to be parked behind C on their side of the island. Because let's face facts, Shatter is... Whoever wins A usually is going to win the game because C turns into who can outlast sitting behind the island at sea and not make a move.
Gotcha.
Which is why I'm more of a big believer in a A strategy, but I also don't like leaving a flank completely wide open.
Well, yeah, and we've seen so many times, you and I, on this map particularly, we lose one side of the flank and they just rush into B and then they roll up the entire match.
Yeah, so with what I see going on in the minimap right now, we've had our Minotaur leave us. Our DD looks as if he's going into B, which leaves the Baltimore, North Carolina, and myself to hold this flank. So my mentality right now is I have to hold this flank. I have to sit here and die. That's pretty much my mentality right now. Is I'm going to die. It's how much damage and how many people can I take with me before they eventually get me.
Yeah, and it doesn't help when you've got a freaking E-fight going on with your team there, unfortunately. Oh, Minotaur! Hello, Minotaur!
Now, of course, for those of you who do not know, the replays do not show me manually clicking on any of the ships, so whenever you see my Nurembergs activate, I have clicked on the ship to activate my Nurembergs. Right now I'm cursing this goddamn island because Nurembergs are not shooting the Kagero.
Right, now you might... Do you have range on this Charles? No, you don't. Never mind. Yeah, but you're about to nail that No, you're not. You nailed the island. Good job.
Aha! But one shell made it through and did.
Yes.
Might have overpen, but you know what? I'm gonna take that shot all day, every day, because maybe that one turns into the Citadel.
Well, right. Plus, you're also running the 420, so you have really good reload, anyways.
No, the 16-inch have the better reload, but I'm running the reload module.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Gotcha.
That's why my reload is so good. I did run full secondaries, including with the reload for the secondaries, but your bread and butter's your main guns.
All right, now, why didn't you run Hydro here?
Because I'm running away. I wasn't too worried about their torps.
Oh. Okay. Well, I was just thinking that might have helped in North Carolina.
They already sent their torps at the Baltimore, North Carolina earlier.
Gotcha.
So, by waste of Hydro, I save my Hydro for when I'm rushing the smoke cloud.
Very smart.
If you just pay attention, you know, you're not going to run into the torps. It's when I'm rushing that smoke cloud is when I'm going to need it. Luckily, the Pan Asian killed killed the enemy Kagero, so it's just the gearing over here.
And I see the Charles Martel is using skill shells against you.
That's fine by me. I'm angled. It's skill away. Now, ironically, this Charles Martel that we are facing was in a game previous to me. Literally the game right before this one.
Oh, nice. Citadel. That was like a rudder set or something. Jeez.
Lower Citadel can still hit you full broadside, idiot.
Yep.
But got into a heated debate with this Charles Martel about using AP all the time. And he told me I didn't know what I was talking about.
Clearly not.
So, I did notice the Minotaur was starting to go forward, which is why I kind of held the first shot and moved it up a little bit, hoping it can't get going, but I always forget the British cruisers can get up and go. They just take a week and a half to slow down.
Correct. I do like the fact, though, that you basically by yourself are holding this entire flank. I mean, your teammates were there to possibly threaten the enemy, but they also dove behind the island for cover. So, really, you're the only one out there that's exposed right now, and they're too afraid to challenge you.
Well, you know what I say, you can't get a dreadnought if you don't take damage.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm way past the point. If I've got to start mitigating a lot of this damage, and unfortunately I'm making this turn to continue to stop this push. And oh look, the Charles had his skill loaded the whole time, so
right.
Unfortunately I knew that was going to come anyways. He
for those of you
duped me out with his slow down.
For those of you guys who don't know, skill shells, I call those AP shells when people are firing them at you when you're, like, you know, angled, because all they're going to do is twang, 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 bounce off you, and you're just going to laugh. I mean, sometimes they'll overpen, sure, but... And then, of course, playing up to spot that Bismarck, which is very smart.
Well, I also did it for... I'll run my plane, and then when that goes down, if I don't feel comfortable, I'll run my Hydro. That way I usually have something to notify me for something, but... I'm not like making this turn either, because I'm going to have to show my side to this Bismarck.
Right. And going back to the AP shells from cruisers, on a broadside target, like with you broadsiding this Bismarck right now, AP is perfect for even for a cruiser to be using. But, you know, keep in mind, for those of you that are watching, typically you don't want to be firing AP at a target when they're bow on or stern on to you. You want to be firing it when they're broadside to you.
I mean, just look at, if the Charles was shooting HE, I might prioritize him as a bigger threat than his Bismarck. But
yeah, you might also be dead right now.
Yeah, but because he's shooting AP, I'm just ignoring him. I'm not even putting my secondaries on him. I'm trying to get rid of the threat that's in front of me. Now.
Yep, and you shot a little high there, too.
Well, into the superstructure, knock out the gun.
Exactly. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out for our viewers because the Bismarck is bow onto, or kind of at least angled. So if you fired straight at his belt, that would just bounce, bounce, bounce.
You know, I
And when
love running the module to protect my main guns and still losing my main guns.
yeah, it happens. But you know, he's moving slow enough to where you can take your time and really decide where you want to shoot.
Well, it also looks like he beached himself right here.
Yep.
I'm definitely trying to keep the Nurembergs into play. With having manual secondaries, I could increase the distance a little bit, but actually the further away you are, 8 to 10 kilometers, your secondaries will do more work for you than closer because they aim for the center of the ship. So the further away, you get a little bit of an arc. So they hit the superstructure and not the main belt. But if you don't have manual secondaries, get in close. Let the dispersion work for you.
I do like how you immediately damage controlled, and normally you wouldn't want to do that, but you know this Charles is just shooting skill shells at you, so who cares, right?
As I finally get to Citadel. But yeah, he's shooting AP at me. I'm low. I need to preserve my health because at this point we've stopped the push and are actually getting the seat cap. So, you know, luckily for us, we've had caps longer than them.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Over penetration. Not over, I mean, overmatch.
But, yeah, Charles makes the huge mistake because now his space armor is working completely against him because my shells have to travel through his entire ship to do anything. But at this point, I'm still not sure if he's moving forward slowly or reversing, so I aim directly at the bow because that will tell me what he's doing.
Right, and you're expecting this Minotaur to basically steal the kill before you can get another shot off.
Pretty
Makes
much.
sense, 'cause he's got that rate of fire. Yep, there it is.
But, you know, click on the Nurembergs just to guarantee the kill.
Yep.
Because it didn't seem like the Minotaur was doing anything. But, you know, what I mean by not doing anything means he hadn't ranged him in yet. Because the Minotaur does have lofty shells.
He also sat broadside to him and took a couple AP hits and got some pretty decent damage taken from that.
Well, better for the Minotaur to take damage at this point than me.
Yeah, yeah. So I mentioned earlier overmatch, and what that means is that basically Puddin's artillery, Puddin's main guns were so large in caliber that they went straight through the bow armor, and it doesn't matter what angle he had because the way it works is there's a formula: 14.3 times your armor can be overmatched. So basically, your caliber is 420, right?
Correct.
So you take 420 and you divide by 14.3, and whatever that result is, you're going to overmatch that amount of armor or lower, which basically means that angling is pointless. It just goes straight through. So when Puddin was mentioning about how the Charles had the space armor working against him, he's basically saying is that the Charles, by going bow in and slowing down, he just made himself a sitting duck.
Now, at this point, I'm debating on who do I go and face tank, the Yatago or the Yazuma. Because they're probably going to get C, or we're going to get on it just in time to stop them from capping it. They're losing badly. They have 60 points. They do have one cap. Yeah, you know, they got C. We're going to get B. The DD is probably going to die because he's in a crappy position. And you're going to hear something you don't normally hear from me, do you, Zath? I'm close to 200k damage. Fuck the Yatago. I'm going for the Azuma. I would like to crack 200k.
Fair enough. And plus, I mean, come on, look at the score. You're probably okay. I think, unfortunately, your Minotaur is thinking the same thing, which is go for the damage. And he might get himself nuked quite easily here, too.
And what a shame that time extension would be.
Right?
But that is why I turned and get into a kiting position, so I'm angled, slowing down as I get my high caliber. Figured the Minotaur was going to do this. Smart play by the Minotaur. Let me take the damage. It's just a matter of can I survive now.
Yeah.
But, you know what? A lot of this information where we talk about over mechanics, gameplay mechanics, that I do get, and that's probably going to laugh at me. A lot of this information's on the wiki.
That's right.
I can't pimp out the wiki enough. Like, it's a go-to page for me. Luckily for me, the Azuma decides to try to nuke the Minotaur and smoke. I'm actually aiming for this guy's front guns to try to knock them out to give our Minotaur a fighting chance. Because I don't know how close this Azuma is to him, whether he can spot him in a smoke or not. Might as well try for the double strike. But I know this game is actually ending really, really quickly right here.
Right.
Neither one of these two are going to last.
And look at the salt in the chat.
No, of course. Yes, how dare us play smart. God forbid us do that.
Oh, more skill shells coming out. Actually, no. You're broadside, so that's a good hit. That's a good shell, I should say.
If only he could hit.
If only you could aim.
What was that?
Boom!
What was that? I got him. Not going to go over the post-battle results. Just going to pimp out Zath's channel a little bit. Now, Zath's channel is all about the replays. He is looking to help the community get better. So if you are having a problem with a ship, or you do have that monster game and you don't normally get one, send his channel some love too. But don't stop sending your replays into us. And the replays for us is in the description down below, along with a link to Zath's channel. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. Please give Zath and his channel some love. And with that, guys, just gonna say, compliment good teamwork, good team play. We're quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have a great day.